Hi guys, and welcome to my latest video. In this video, it's video number 4 in my how much is this item or items worth on eBay series. What I thought I'll do is over 2 videos is show you the Warhammer and Warhammer 40,000, which is 40k, how much they're worth on eBay, like bundles, singular items, for example, bundles on Byte Now, best offer, codexes, how much they're worth, big bundles, small bundles, individual items, what they go for on auction, just for example. So, what I thought I'd do, in this one, I thought I'll show you the Warhammer 40,000 because there's a variety, a really big variety of items I can show you, or could show you, to be honest. And then in another video in the next few days, I will do just Warhammer, which is like the fantasy battle Warhammer. What I thought I'd do now is show you the a little bit of history about Warhammer 40,000 or 40k there. And then I'll go into it, show you what's worth, do a bit of history on that, etc. Like also I've done my research, and obviously you can do your own research because there's millions of varieties of these Warhammer out there. So what I'll do is I'll crack on and I'll show you using Wikipedia there. There's the Warhammer logo if you're interested. That one. Basically, it says here, officially known as Warhammer, WH4K or simply 40k. It's basically a tabletop miniature war game. It's produced by Games Workshop. You've probably seen it in your local town, a Games Workshop section there. It's diverse, lots of different games you can play also, and lots of different armies you can have, good or bad. It's basically created by a geezer called Rick Priestley in 1987. So the original Warhammer Fantasy Battle. You've got Games Workshop and also Citadel who do deal with Warhammer as well, and Warhammer 40k as well. What I'll show you is basically what I know a bit, just a brief about it, because I used to play Warhammer and Warhammer 40k when I was younger. When I was about 11, 12, 13, 14, from about 2001 to 2005. Used to play with friends at their houses. Used to make them. I used to paint them, play with them. Oh, what else? Used to play at school. We had like a little Warhammer and Warhammer 40k. We had a club after school. We played for about a year and a half. Did different things. Loads of people joined, for example. So yeah, and a brief encounter of them. So what I'll do is there we have the editions of the Warhammer. So the first edition was 87 when it was made, and obviously you can read them more detailed here. Second edition 93, third 98, for example, then 2004, all the way to last year, which was the 8th edition. Then you've got the species. So just for example, you've got Tau, TAU, which if I click onto it here, it should bring me up to oh no, it won't there. I thought it'd show me a picture, but Tau, Necrons, Elder, Dark Elder, Tyranids are like hive things. If you've seen in the older Independence Day film, Will Smith now, the old aliens, like that, but more spikes and stuff. Orcs, obviously, you know, from Lord of the Rings, but they have guns. In this one, Warhammer 40k is guns. Warhammer, the older style, is mainly swords and shields and stuff like that. And different ones, you've got like, for example, you've got Chaos, Space Marine, different types. So as you see here, it's tabletop gaming. You've got dice. You definitely need lots of rulers. You've got different instruments and increments that you can have there. As you see here, look, determine various. It's a turn excuse me, it's a turn-taking game. You take turns, roll the dice. Battles may last anything half an hour to a whole weekend. So there. I just put a brief history there. I won't go into too much detail there. So what I'll do is I'll crack on and show you what I thought. What I did is when I was doing the research, I thought I'd do Orcs and Chaos Space Marines. They're the two that I had, and they're the two ones that most people would have. I'm not too sure about the newer style Warhammer 40k, even though I walked past one today, which is the 9th of February, the Warhammer shop near where I live, and that, and I was like, blimey, I didn't recognise half them because half the armies have changed names, if you know what I mean. But what I did, I just pulled out two armies and showing you on this. So this one here is the Warhammer 40k army there, ORC. There's a few there, a bit like a war boss, Captain Braddock, Weird Boys, Knobs, stuff like that. We've got guns, they've got axes, for example. They can be painted, if you see here, in different variations. When you like the bottom, they come in pieces. Obviously, if you didn't know, they come in pieces, and you build them together using the specialized glue, and then you can paint them, and you can put them basically in different variations, different guns. Each thing has a different what's the word? Different point system, as you see in the codexes. So say for example, the guy with the axe in his hand up there, he will have a different compared to this guy here. While one of the bosses, he'll be more powerful, if you know what I mean. So they got this on a winning bid of £112 and 3p on £12 standard delivery and postage from UK. It's all UK stuff. It's all used here. So you've got like, so you've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 18, 24, 34, 44, 43, 83, about 87 roughly there. So there's quite a few for £112 there. So obviously you can paint them as well, different variations, but guns with them, shields, metal bits, non-metal bits, for example. And what I'll do is I'll show you the next one there. And the Warhammer 40k Space Orcs figures, barricades, and large stomper figure Citadel. That's another thing there, it's Citadel. It's got the official Orcs book, tips how to paint them. And apparently the stomper is rare. Some of them are rare, for example. So you've got these big ones here, where from another set, more Citadel, for example, and you've also got the trucks there, which are quite good to get with a set. So for example, if you're selling not the unpainted normal, but something you've got like a big bundle and oh, I've got this big fat guy here, or these small ones here, then you want to work out roughly what you've got. Say for example, you've got like a few. I'll just go back to the first one quickly. A few of these guys there. Put a few of these with, for example, like a truck. A couple of guys in the truck. Do a good picture on your white background. Then you should be able to get decent money for it. And this one, yeah, say a winning bid of £46.98 on £9.99 postage. For these though, postage wise, they're very brittle and little tiny coggy little bitty bits there. So you really want bubble wrap or you really want to package it out somewhere, newspaper or whatever you want to use, really package it out. I'll just quickly go into here with the bids. I didn't do the first one, but this one, it started on 19.99, then it went up and up and up. So it's good if you get a bundle of them to do it on bids, for example there. That one. And this one came from UK as well. I think most of them are UK as well. All of them are. I should show them. And then what I did is I went into and got, unlike these two, showing you what they are made of. These I'm just showing you what they come in style wise. Come in these little what do you call it? Come in these boxes here. This is like Space Marine, right? For example, and then they can pull out these bits here, so you can pop out the bits there. Then you've got, for example, these little semi-made bits here. For example, different ones. These are mainly like bulk of Space Marines and Orcs, the different types. I won't show you all. And then obviously there's some more Orcs there, some unmade. And there's all the little brittle bits, which you've got to be really, really careful not losing there if you're showing them in the pictures. Because people who really, really, really like Warhammer 40k and that, they will bring you up on it. If you know what I mean. So different ones. Like this guy is a Space Marine. He's not a speciality, but he's like a standalone figure. For example, any more pictures? Yeah, just a few. These are unpainted as well. So they got £60 on a winning bid of £8 postage there, and that's only one bidder though. So it's good to see what you've got, work out roughly on these what you've got. Some of these here are sealed. If you just see sealed bits there, so it's good to find these boxes here cheaply as well. Next one I'll show you guys is the Warhammer 40k Orc Forge World Squid Off, or whatever you pronounce that guy, and apparently he's new. So you've got him. He's sold for £70, and £10 on postage. So and that's another one compared to Citadel and Warhammer and Games Workshop. You've got Forge World, same sort of variation, but slightly different, if you know. So £70 for this guy. For example, there you see him in bits, and there you see him made, for example. So you've got different varieties. These are still Orcs there. So I'm showing you different varieties of bundles, individuals, what you can get by now, what you can get, all sorts really. And I'll get onto it. I don't want to be too long. This is a nice little one. It's an unpainted Warhammer 40k Assault on the Black Beach Orc War Boss. If you know anything like Orcs, especially from Lord of the Rings, you get the bosses higher up rank. This is one of the higher up ranks, and you see on the little it ain't really a flag. It's more like a what's the word? Not a rank. I'll think of it in a minute. But basically like a flag. But it says I can't remember what you call that. But yeah. And then this is like unpainted, by the way. Here, if you see that, it's his symbol. It's his symbol there. Is a troop symbol. I knew knew it. You can put different variations of weapons, guns, claws, all sorts. You get big. This is a tiny one here, probably about this big. But you get bigger ones, metal, of the war boss. You sell for £9. While I'm showing you that, what you can get for individual, for example. So most of these I know because obviously I played the oldest variants and style. Next one we have. I showed you the 1999 Codex Orcs. This is a book depicting the Orcs that were in 1999 up to 1999. You'll find the army lists, hobby section, special characters, and you'll find basically, if you see here, painting wheels, how you can paint and transfers on the actual things, what models you can get, and also you can get the as you say, the back here. You can get special characters, so what each character does. A bit like football games, where you see, like, say if you've got the attack, it's quite high, or the shooting's quite high. Same with this, in a variant or sort of way, Games Workshop Citadel. On this, they go for £4.50. It's not a lot, but I thought I'd compare some prices of the old codexes here, what you can get on free postage there for United Kingdom. Did I say that one's free postage as well? Did say that on. Okie dokie. The next one I thought I'd show you is this nice little bundle here of Great Dark Angels Army, well painted, plus carry case. there. It's basically here. Grammar, the painted. It tells you, the person's told you roughly what's in it. You've got the carry case, Citadel carry case, because you've got the Games Workshop carry case and a Citadel one. There's different variants: tall, small, big, fat, thin, all that. This is basically another. Do quote me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure it's another variant of Space Marines. Why I've shown you this. These are all painted, by the way, which you may come across. Probably not in this specific condition here, but they got it on a winning bid for £330 and £6.49 on express delivery UK, obviously, where this bundle was and rest. So yeah, different variations of Space Marines, if you know what I mean. Obviously, you can do your own research on Wikipedia and the Warhammer website, for example, and all that. And obviously, you go in local charity shops and car boots to find. This is a nice little one. It's a big machiney type guy with like a gun and a claw, big guns. You can also put different variations of guns, claws, rocket launchers, guns, all sorts. Please do be aware though that if you've got little children about, as you probably already know, these do come with little tiny small bits. Keep away away from reach of young children, really seriously, because they're tiny bits, and I've experienced that before. It's unfortunate I have, but yeah, and that. And also be careful, don't drop it, otherwise they go smash to pieces. But this one, they started it at, let's quickly get it for you, at £250, so it's gone up to £330 right there. The next one I show you in a second. Just have a little drag of my drink. Is just the case on its own, nothing in it except the foam bits here, which obviously you can customise to your different armies, for example. Which they got £18.69 on a winning bid of £2 postage on obviously UK. Oh, right near where I live, Leatherhead. Sweet. Anyway, that's irrelevant. So you can look about 20, 25, £30. I think the Games Workshop case goes for more. For example, it's 112 foam trays there, meaning 112 little bits. And these bits are for like the normal, small-sized, average guys, average Joe guys, if you know what I mean. There. I just bumped down. Oh, it's not much to say there. So I thought I'd show you that one there. Nice little case, not scratched at all. My one I've got still. I've got some Warhammer actually still, but mine are cases. The original case for oh, pardon me, for Games Workshop. The next one is I've shown you here, the Games Workshop. A rubbish picture, but you get the gist of it. Here they've customised the foam. They cut the foam up a bit, for example. You got £40 there on free click and collect postage to obviously United Kingdom. So you get more on from the Games Workshop carry case there on its own than you do with the Citadel one. Citadel. So just to point out, if you see a Games Workshop one, pick it up because you're looking about £40 on a good, possibly 30 to 40 on a rough basis there. Next one, I thought I would show you some rule books, different types of rule books. I think, do quote me down in the comments if I'm wrong. This is one of the newer style ones. I've not seen this about before. Rogue Trader. The 41st millennium, blah 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 blah, and all that. Nice little thick book. There you've got, like, for example, there's some details. I don't know. For example, players' names. For example, what weapons you can put. Basically, like if you play with a friend, you can put damage, class, weapons. That, because some of these games, as I said in the beginning bit, they can last up the whole weekend or whole week. For example, they're like gaming expos, where people go around and collect games. They sell games, for example. They do exactly the same thing for Warhammer stuff, and you can play. It take days or days, or hours or days, depending on what sort of Warhammer 40k figures you've actually got there. So they actually got £69.95 for free postage, obviously UK again. So it's really worth looking out for these type of it's like a codex book, a core rule book, a bit like the codex, but it's the rules, the basic rules of this generation. I'm not sure if it's like 7th or 8th generation, but I don't know. I know the older style better. This is a nice one. One of the first from 1987, classic Rogue Trader. Basically like a rule book there, if you say. Nice little bits there. Classic one to own if you want to collect, just for collecting. I got £47.75 on £2.90 postage from UK there. Yeah, so Rogue Trader rulebook 1987. So it's a nice little piece to have there. If you see that, these particular ones, this one and that one, you'll probably see more at car boots. I would say, not at charity shops. No. If the newer style, like for example, this is, I think, 98. That's the rulebook I had as a kid, because I started in 2001 to 2005. I had this one. I had two of these, because the first one got ripped to shreds, as they do. This only sold for £10. I'll just show you some variations of rulebooks, what you can get for them. For example, this is the bog standard 1998 rulebook there, from the Warhammer and all that. Nothing much to say about that really. Next one is the 2004 model of the variation, I should say, of the rulebook there. Any other bits? No. UK again, as say all. Oh, with this one, I thought I'd do some Space Marines as well. Get 2 armies, check what they can go for. This one is a nice bid. This is like probably like perfect stuff. £640 on a winning bid. Not sure if it went free collection or from Argos or £14.75 postage, but it can. But Warhammer stuff can be a bugger to work out the postage for, a sort of thing. But obviously, if you know someone who sells Warhammer's good, or obviously we've got some people like got the chat to look back on Facebook, reselling groups and stuff like that. I'll just quickly show you where it started at £495, which was a really big price to start with, but it went to 640, so that must have been to a really good collector. I wouldn't assume someone would play with these, for example. It just tells you roughly like HQ elites troops. It's good. Excuse me. It's also good for someone to do a great description of the here, for example, just quickly of what they've got. Not just Warhammer 40k. Thanks for bidding, whatever. Like a really good description here, which is really good to know what you've got if you're not really clued up on Warhammer. I think the next one, oh here you go, a nice little Space Marine sealed box. Most of these are unsealed, but some you do get sealed. It sold for £21.25 there for £2.75 postage. That's a good price though, sealed. It's new, so let me have a look there. Butchers, yep, new there. So obviously probably someone who didn't want it, who obviously in the shops that'll be about £30–40, but £21.25 is about average for that price there, for that little Space Marine Razorback tank. So if you're thinking about, like, because the tanks can be quite heavy and stuff, not too heavy but heavy enough, and a pain to package as well. So you've got to work out where you're going to package it, how you're going to do that, and how you're going to post it, for example. Excuse me. The next one I wanted to show you some figures. Space Marines and Orcs and Imperial, which is, I think is Imperial Guard. The carry case, books and diorama there. These are Space Marines. Like the front row is the average ones. And then yeah, right at the end there's some better troops there, and a boss there, for example, and it's a bit like a tank, but it's more like it's a bit like yeah, a bit like a tank, but it's a big machine thing there. Let's see. Yeah, these ones are the elite troops, Imperial. Oh, I'm not sure if no, they're not Imperial Guard, by the way. I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't played it in years, so I'm a bit rustic on these. And obviously some of these are not repainted much. They've been blacked, but with spray cans. If I get my words out right. Oh, this is a nice little. I picked out. This is a nice little feature. Someone who's painstakingly gone through and made, possibly brought, and possibly could have made this, like out of foam or bits and pieces to make and spray. It's painstakingly hard thing to do, but you do get quite a bit. And they've got £100 with free collection there, UK. And this is an Imperial, a bit like one from Star Wars, but an Imperial, which is like humans, if you know what I mean. And obviously another variation of the machine there. Let me have a look. Oh, here's the carry case, for example. Will let me? Yeah. And yeah, that's basically about it. Next one I wanted to show you is a nice little figure, a pristine figure of a Space Marine, a Warhammer 40k Primaris Space Marine. Apparently it's pro painted to order, so someone paints these, for example, and they got £210 with either free postage or £8 standard delivery there. I'll pause there for a second while you look. The next one I wanted to quickly show you is the unpainted metal figure. This is another Space Marine classic metal Terminator. It had one sold and one left to go. It got £10 for it. A bog standard £10 there, for example. Not much to say about that one. Just for a little individual figure, you get about £10 for it, which is a good price anyway. Oh yes, this is what I want to do. 15 plastic new on sprue Space Marines, unpainted. They're all bits. That's what I'm saying. Be careful when you pop out the bits. If you ever do, if you're buying them to paint or make or selling them and some pops out, just be careful you've got little kids, because obviously they can choke on it, for example. So I don't want to happen. 15 of these, by the way. It's really good to have in good condition like this. None of the spur bits there broken off. Like in gaming terms, cases, little cases where the CD goes, little bits in there are broken off sometimes. So CD rattles around. A bit like these, for example, snap. Got £90 and either free postage or £4.95, £4.25 I should say, economy deliveries UK there. So it's always worth trying to find some and bundle them up, because you can look for roughly about 90 on 15. Depends how much you have though. You work out anyway your own postage and your prices, for example. This is a weird one, very weird. Someone brought Space Marine Tactical Squad legs. The Tactical Squad is the average bog standard Joe Warhammer Space Marine figures, like the troops they sent out first, if you know what I mean. Unpainted legs. Why would you buy lots of legs, just legs, for £38.75 with free postage? It boggles me the mind. 55 Warhammer legs. You know what I mean? That's crazed up legs. It's just a standardised thing for legs for a tactical squad. Okay, but that was weird when I saw that. Oh, I thought I'd show you quickly just some metal guys. Obviously they've got some bits and pieces there, which you can, like armor and swords and guns, which you can put on different places, and the stands which are there, plastic stands. They got £30 out of them, 5 classic ones, £3 postage or free collection. I'm not sure which from UK. So it's always worth checking what you've got, metal or not metal, or unpainted or painted, for example. They all go for different varieties, excuse me, with different prices there. The last one, second to last one I wanted to show you quickly is when you're playing Warhammer, you do need lots of dice. Don't ask me what all the dice does, because I've been out of loop for 2005, 10, about nearly 13 years out of loop. But every single dice there does something or another. And then you've got these as well, which are called templates as well. These are Blood Angel ones. You get from all sorts of different armies, for example, and they all do slightly different stuff. For example, so you've got the Blood Angel tin red templates, 2 sets of BA dice, 2 sets of Sanguiniar cards and objectives, if I pronounce that right. So you've got £25 on the winning bid, 1 bidder, and 3 postage. So, and also with this as well, you do need rulers and stuff like that to measure how far you're going to go, for example, or big tape measures. It's random. I've been out of loop so long, I can't remember what the dice actually does. Someone will know in the comments. Do drop me a comment, please, about that, because I forget myself. The last one, quickly. Oh, I didn't put it on. Is the Forge World dice. Same sort of thing, a bit like Forge World, Citadel, Warhammer 40k, Games Workshop stuff. That's what I meant. Same sort of thing, but they do slightly different things. Some dice there. The Death Guard Legion dice. Don't ask me what that is, but they went for £65 with 3 postage. So yeah, it's always worth checking what you've got. Yes, so I thought I'd do a few variants of these Warhammer. Hopefully you've liked this video and you've understood everything I've said, and you've got gained some information out of this, stuff like that, and you've stuck with this video all the way through. What I will do in the next few days is get out a Warhammer Fantasy Warhammer, which is the first one, which is like swords, shields, cannon, stuff like that. And Warhammer 40k is tanks, machines, guns, bombs, all sorts. So I do a Warhammer. How much is it worth on eBay on maybe Sunday, maybe next week, depends. Yeah, so what I say is please share this video, like it, thumbs up, like the video, hit the notifications bell, turn the notifications bell on, and what I'll do is, guys, I'll see you next video. Have fun, see you later.